Cruise ships tempt you with endless food options, but hidden dangers lurk on those buffets. Some choices could leave you sick, broke, or worse, stuck in the ship's medical bay. Today, I'll reveal 20 foods you should never eat on a cruise ship, and why. Stay tuned, because these mistakes can ruin your entire vacation. 1. Shellfish. Shellfish is a cruise buffet favorite. Shrimp, oysters, mussels piled high and gleaming with ice. But they're one of the riskiest foods you can eat at sea. Shellfish spoils quickly, especially when they sit out for hours on busy buffet lines where temperatures constantly fluctuate. Even one bad shrimp can carry norovirus, hepatitis A, or Vibrio bacteria that leave you stuck in your cabin or hospitalized. Cruise ships handle seafood in massive volumes, making mistakes more likely. A quick glance doesn't tell you if those shrimp were stored properly or if the serving tray was kept at the right temperature. Instead of rolling the dice with raw or lightly cooked shellfish, head to a specialty restaurant where seafood is cooked fresh to safe temperatures and served hot. That way, you can still enjoy ocean flavors without risking a ruined vacation in a tiny cabin bathroom fighting food poisoning. 2. Ice cream. Few things feel as carefree as a soft-serve cone on deck, but cruise ship ice cream machines can be loaded with bacteria if they aren't cleaned perfectly every single day. Their nozzles and tubing are hard to sanitize, trapping leftover milk and sugar that feed bacteria. With thousands of passengers handling the lever, cross-contamination is almost guaranteed. That's why illnesses like staph infections have been traced back to soft-serve machines. Instead, grab a scoop of hard-packed ice cream from the dessert station. Staff usually serve it straight from sealed tubs, kept cold and handled with fresh scoops. That simple switch can spare you from spending your vacation in bed with stomach cramps. Cruises should be about enjoying the sun and ports of call, not dealing with a gut-wrenching bug from a contaminated cone. So be smart and choose ice cream you know is clean and safely stored. 3. Salads. Salads seem healthy, but on cruise ships, they're often a hidden danger. Raw vegetables go through countless hands and shared tongs on a buffet line, sometimes without thorough washing. If the water used to rinse them was questionable, especially after port stops, that risk doubles. Lettuce and other greens can harbor E. coli or salmonella that cling to leaves and don't wash off easily. Unlike cooked food, raw veggies don't get any heat to kill those germs, leaving you at risk for foodborne illness. Cruise ships carry large quantities of produce, and freshness suffers the longer they store it. Instead, choose cooked vegetables or sealed, pre-packed salads where hygiene is more controlled. You'll protect yourself from days stuck in your cabin instead of enjoying the ship. Remember, boring steamed veggies are much better than battling stomach bugs and missing out on all the sights and fun. 4. Eggs. Eggs are a breakfast staple on cruises. Omelets, sunny side up, eggs Benedict, but runny yolks can be a ticket to food poisoning. Undercooked eggs can harbor salmonella, which causes severe cramps, fever, and days of discomfort. Cruise kitchens mass-produce eggs, and busy mornings mean undercooking happens. Those eggs often sit on buffets under heat lamps, drifting into the bacteria danger zone where pathogens multiply. Sauces made with eggs, like hollandaise, can be risky too if not held at the right temperature. To stay safe, ask for your eggs fully cooked, hard scrambled or hard boiled, and skip the runny yolks. Your breakfast might look less fancy, but you'll avoid the ship's medical center and get to actually enjoy the sunrise on deck. Playing it safe with eggs means you won't miss excursions or pool days because of a bad bout of salmonella while at sea. 5. Burgers. Room service burgers sound perfect after a night of dancing or exploring ports. Delivered burgers may sit in warming trays or on carts for a long time, giving bacteria a chance to grow while the patties cool below safe temperatures. Ground beef is already prone to E. coli or listeria, and undercooked centers happen more often on ships trying to serve thousands quickly. If the staff is overloaded with late-night orders, delays make it worse. Instead, head to the ship's poolside grill or dining room where you see the burger cooked fresh. You can check that it's hot, juicy, and fully cooked. That small choice saves you from a night of regrets, stuck in the cabin bathroom instead of enjoying ocean breezes. Cruise room service feels luxurious, but a lukewarm burger isn't worth gambling your health or the rest of your trip. 6. Garnish. Tropical cocktails feel like part of the cruise experience. Colorful umbrellas, fruit wedges, those bright maraschino cherries. But those garnishes can hide a nasty secret. Cruise bartenders serve thousands of drinks, handling money bar tools, and then reaching for those garnishes with bare hands. Often they sit out in open containers for hours, exposed to warm temperatures and countless passengers' germs. The lemon wedge or pineapple chunk on your glass might look harmless, but studies have found these garnishes can harbor bacteria like E. coli and staph. If you want to enjoy a cocktail, just ask for it without a garnish or request a sealed packaged option if available. You'll still get your tropical flavor without the germ factor. Cruise bars are busy, so it's easy for hygiene to slip. Keep your drink simple and stay healthy enough to explore the next port, not stuck recovering from a contaminated slice of lime. Siedmi steak. There's nothing quite like a thick, juicy steak at sea. It feels luxurious, but ordering it rare on a cruise might not be your best move. Cruise kitchens work overtime to serve thousands of guests, and meat often comes from massive shipments stored for days. Undercooked beef can harbor harmful bacteria like E. coli, and rushed cooks might not always get it hot enough to kill germs. Rare or medium rare means a greater risk of contamination, especially when knives or cutting boards aren't swapped or cleaned properly between raw and cooked foods. If you really want steak, consider ordering medium well or well done. You'll drastically cut your odds of foodborne illness and still enjoy the cruise without stomach cramps. Cruises are about fun, not battling fevers and gut pain from an undercooked slab of meat. Save the rare steak for a trusted steakhouse back home where you can watch every step. 8. Desserts. Cruise ship dessert buffets look like a dream. Creamy mousse, fancy cheesecakes, layered tarts. But they're often left out for hours, becoming food safety nightmares. Cream-filled treats spoil fast, especially under buffet lights where temperatures rise and fall. Every guest who lifts a lid, points, or breathes over the tray increases contamination risks. Spoiled dairy or under-chilled cream can turn into dangerous bacteria bombs that leave you sick in your cabin for days. Instead, choose fruit or sealed desserts served directly by staff, where you know they've been handled and stored safely. If you still crave cake, watch for freshly restocked slices rather than items that have sat out all afternoon. Protect yourself so you can enjoy your vacation and make memories instead of hugging the toilet. There's no shame in being picky with desserts. One smart choice saves you days of misery at sea and lets you savor that sunset on deck. 9. Chicken. Rotisserie chicken is a cruise buffet staple, with crispy skin and a juicy look that's hard to resist. But there's a catch. These birds are often cooked in massive batches and then left under heat lamps for hours. If the meat cools below 140 degrees Fahrenheit, bacteria like salmonella thrive. Carving stations can also cross-contaminate raw and cooked juices if staff are rushed and don't change utensils. Even though it feels warm, rotisserie chicken sitting too long can hide dangerous bacteria. If you want to enjoy it safely, ask for a freshly carved piece or verify when the chicken was last rotated. A polite question could save you a day of stomach pain and missed excursions. Cruises move fast, and so should food safety. Don't be shy about checking. After all, you paid for relaxation, not to spend precious vacation days sick in a cramped cabin after biting into unsafe chicken. Gisante saucy. Cruise buffets love to surprise you with colorful sauces, a tangy drizzle, a creamy dip, or something spicy for shrimp. But what's in them? Many sauces contain eggs, dairy, or even seafood bases and sit out for hours, sometimes without refrigeration. Repeated dipping, spoons left in open trays, and poor labeling can turn these sauces into bacteria breeding grounds. Worse, you may not realize there are allergens inside, risking a dangerous reaction. If the sauce container looks crusted, messy, or lukewarm, skip it. Instead, go for sealed condiment packets or ask staff to get you a fresh scoop straight from the kitchen. There's no reason to risk food poisoning or a scary allergy incident for a mystery dip you don't even love that much. Play it safe, choose trusted basics, and focus on exploring ports, enjoying the pool, and making memories instead of recovering in bed thanks to a questionable sauce. Onboard sushi. Sushi feels like the ultimate luxury at sea, but it can be risky on a cruise ship. Raw fish needs perfect storage and handling to stay safe, and with thousands of guests, cruise kitchens can slip up. If the fish isn't kept at the right temperature, or if knives and boards aren't sanitized properly, dangerous bacteria and parasites can thrive. Even a short lapse in refrigeration can turn sushi from a delicacy into a ticket to food poisoning. Ships often load fish in bulk, and it can sit for days before being served. If you really crave sushi, pick rolls with cooked fish like tempura shrimp or crab instead of raw tuna or salmon, or enjoy sushi at a trusted restaurant on land once you return. A tiny piece of bad raw fish can steal days of fun, and nobody wants that while trying to enjoy a cruise vacation. Kimchi pasta. Pasta sounds harmless, but be careful on cruise buffets. Pasta dishes with creamy sauces, especially those made with eggs or dairy, can spoil quickly if they sit in chafing dishes too long. Buffets replenish food on rotation, and creamy pastas often slip through the cracks, becoming breeding grounds for bacteria. Alfredo, carbonara, or cheesy sauces are especially risky if not kept piping hot. Sauces that cool below safe temperatures invite germs like staph or salmonella. Watch for pasta that looks clumpy or separated, a sign it's been sitting out too long. If you want pasta, ask for a fresh serving from a staffed station where it's cooked to order. That way you know it's hot and safe. A creamy pasta shouldn't send you to the medical bay, and a quick question can save you days of gut pain while you're supposed to be enjoying the high seas. 13th. Deli meats. Cold cuts and deli meats can be cruise ship landmines. Salami, ham, turkey, and roast beef look easy to grab, but these meats can harbor listeria or other harmful bacteria if they're stored too warm or left out for hours. Cruise buffets see heavy traffic, and deli trays are touched by many hands, increasing the cross-contamination risk. Plus, those meats are often pre-sliced and stored for days before they even make it to the buffet line. If you really want deli meat, pick sandwiches made to order, where you know staff keep the meat fresh, properly chilled, and handled with clean gloves. Deli platters that sit uncovered are practically an invitation to stomach problems. Cruises should be about savoring sunsets, not fighting nausea from a mystery slice of turkey that's been handled by 100 strangers. Always look for food that's prepared right in front of you. Pedernasta pizza. Pizza on cruise ships can be hit or miss. Some lines serve fresh, hot slices on rotation, but others leave pizzas on warmers too long, letting them slide into unsafe temperatures. Cheese and meat toppings spoil fast, and reheated slices don't always hit the safe mark. Plus, buffet tongs often cross-contaminate. One moment touching undercooked pepperoni, the next, your slice. If you want pizza, get it straight from the oven, preferably handed to you by staff rather than picking off a tray. Watch for signs of dried-out cheese or rubbery crust, clues that pizza's been sitting around. Cruise food should be a treat, not a gamble. Hot, fresh pizza is safe and delicious, but stale buffet slices can send you to the ship's doctor fast. Don't take that chance. Get pizza that's actually made for you, not pizza abandoned under a heat lamp. 15. Water. Tap water on cruise ships is generally treated, but that doesn't mean you're totally safe. Sometimes water lines on board can get contaminated, or the storage tanks may be poorly maintained, especially on older ships. That means a glass of water from your bathroom sink could carry bacteria or even rust from the pipes. The best bet is to drink bottled water whenever possible, especially if you have a sensitive stomach or an immune condition. Many cruise lines offer bottled water packages, and it's worth considering. After all, nothing ruins a trip faster than a stomach bug caused by the water you thought was safe. If you're filling your water bottle at a public fountain, check that the station is clean and looks maintained. Staying hydrated is key on cruises. Just be smart about where that water comes from, so you can stay healthy and enjoy your vacation. 16th. Fruit. Fresh fruit feels healthy and refreshing, but cruise buffets don't always handle it safely. Cut fruit like melons, pineapples, or berries can sit out for hours, attracting bacteria and even flies if covers aren't used properly. Once fruit is sliced, it becomes far more vulnerable to germs, especially if it's washed in questionable water or handled with unclean utensils. Buffets see hundreds of guests using the same tongs, and those germs can end up on every chunk of melon you grab. If you want fruit, look for whole fruits you can peel yourself or prepackaged options that are sealed. They're far less risky than open trays of cut fruit sitting on a buffet line. Cruises are about relaxing and enjoying new sights, not worrying about a stomach bug from a piece of warm cantaloupe that's been left out all afternoon. Play it safe with fruit, and you'll enjoy the rest of your trip. 17. Hot dogs. Hot dogs might feel like a simple comfort food at the buffet or poolside grill. They're often pre-cooked and then reheated on rollers or in steam trays, but if they sit out too long or aren't kept at a high enough temperature, bacteria can grow fast. Plus, cruise ships serve hot dogs to huge crowds, and utensils can be shared across raw and cooked foods, spreading contamination. Undercooked or poorly reheated hot dogs can harbor listeria or other nasty germs that thrive in warm conditions. If you're craving a hot dog, ask staff when the last batch was put out, and check that it's steaming hot, not lukewarm. That small step can help you avoid spending your day in the ship's bathroom instead of exploring a tropical port. Always choose fresh and hot over questionable steam tray hot dogs. Ozamnasta gravy. Gravy seems like a harmless addition to your meal, but on cruise buffets, it can hide food safety hazards. Gravy often contains dairy or meat stock and should be kept piping hot. If it cools down on a buffet, bacteria multiply fast. Guests also tend to dip in their spoons over and over, introducing germs from other dishes or their own plates. Lukewarm gravy sitting for hours is practically a breeding ground for foodborne illness. If you see a gravy container that looks crusted, separated, or only warm to the touch, skip it. Ask for fresh gravy from the kitchen or go without altogether. It's better to have a slightly drier meal than days of stomach pain from contaminated gravy. Your cruise vacation is about enjoying the sea and sunshine, not being stuck in your cabin regretting one scoop of unsafe gravy. Be cautious, and you'll thank yourself later. 19. Eggs Benedict. Eggs Benedict is a brunch favorite, but it's one of the riskiest dishes on a cruise. The poached eggs often have runny yolks, which can carry salmonella if undercooked, and the hollandaise sauce is made with raw or lightly cooked egg yolks that need perfect temperature control. On a ship's buffet line, that's hard to guarantee. If the sauce isn't kept hot enough or the eggs sit out under heat lamps, bacteria can flourish. If you can't resist Eggs Benedict, ask the chef to cook your eggs fully through and make sure the sauce looks fresh and hot. Better yet, order a safer dish entirely, like scrambled eggs with toast. You came on board to enjoy beach excursions and ocean breezes, not spend days recovering from salmonella picked up at the buffet. Sometimes playing it safe is worth skipping that dreamy brunch treat. 20. Nachos. Nachos are a classic poolside snack on cruise ships, but the toppings can be a serious hazard. Cheese sauces, sour cream, and guacamole left in open trays or under lukewarm conditions turn into bacteria magnets fast. Passengers scoop, double dip, or let serving spoons touch other foods, spreading germs around. Plus, toppings like salsa or jalapenos may sit out for hours without refrigeration. If you can't resist nachos, go for chips only, or ask staff for freshly served toppings from the kitchen instead of dipping from an open buffet pan. That way, you avoid mystery bacteria and enjoy your snack safely. There's no reason to risk days of stomach cramps just for a few sloppy jalapenos. Cruises should be about fun, sunshine, and adventure, not bathroom emergencies. Make smarter choices with nachos, and you'll have more energy and peace of mind to soak up everything the ship has to offer. And there you have it. 10 cruise ship food pitfalls that can sink your vacation if you're not careful. Stick to safe, freshly prepared options, and trust your instincts if something looks questionable. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the weirdest or most questionable cruise food you've ever seen? Drop it in the comments below, and happy cruising!